Hi, today is the 5th of June. So I'll be talking about the 4th annual report video on IHH Healthcare. IHH Healthcare started about 10 years ago. Yeah. So now they have become one of the world's largest healthcare companies. These are some of their brands. Acibadem is based in Turkey, but they are also in Europe. Singapore, Mount Elizabeth, Gleneagles, Malaysia. Pantai Parkway is Malaysia. Parkway also Singapore. Fortis is India. Okay, Fortis Healthcare is in India. Prince Court is Malaysia, and IMU is Malaysia. So they own 90% of Acibadem. Okay, 100%, and Fortis is only 30%. Uh, so these are some of their numbers. They are, even though they just started a few years ago, right? Now they are the same size as IOI Corp in terms of revenue. Uh, this is revenue 17 billion and profit is 1.8 billion. Sorry, is it correct? Yeah. So more than 10% net profit margin, which is very good for a services company. Normally the company this size, right, their net profit margin will be about 5% only. Okay. Uh, if you look at whether it's what so is very some people, the share price also very high. Okay, share price is 6 ringgit, about there. Dividend is only 10 cent. So if you wait 60 years only, you can come get back your 6 ringgit if you wait for the dividend 10 cent, assuming 10 cent a year So that's why the market looking at it as though uh, they will they will earn a lot of money in the future the fund managers and all. So that's why inflation is going to come. Right, everything is price is going to go up, because in order for them to recover their 6 ringgit investment in the share price, whether it's 5 ringgit or 6 ringgit, the company will need to pay much more dividend. In order to pay that kind of dividend, they have to be earning more money, and means they need to charge higher medical fees. Okay, this will be no choice because the shareholders demand it. Shareholders will say, uh, right, the market expect it expect the in the pricing of it. That's why sometimes cannot earn money when you play stock market. uh, right, if you buy now, you it's too risky especially for short term okay. Let's go to the hospitals. This is the number of hospitals in Malaysia: 16, Singapore 4, India 31, Turkey and Europe 22. And they are looking to grow further. Okay, they are always looking to buy more. So it's all different You see, the average revenue in Singapore is 36,000. Malaysia is only 10,000. Turkey is 8,000. So Singaporeans paying a lot of money for hospital. uh, I'm not sure how it works in Singapore, whether they got uh, insurance, medical insurance by the government or how. Um, okay, but why don't if I'm going to pay 3 times the price, 3.6 times the price, I can fly to Malaysia, right? Unless for serious operation, right? So how it works, I'm not very sure. So the patient inpatient admissions. Oh, India a lot of people. Okay, so this 10-year 10-year milestone So 10 years ago, they bought all these Gleneagles Hospital and all those They debuted in 2012 uh, with 30 hospitals It's a what dual listing Bursa and SGX. So they bought, of course 2021, 2020 they cannot buy anything because COVID-19 make it very hard to go and buy new companies. Yeah. So it becomes expertise so if we need doctors, they can fly, they can transfer doctors all over the place but whether they do it or not, I'm not sure okay, whether they share specialties with Europe, Singapore and Malaysia and India. um yeah. Okay, so this is the CEO. So the CEO, uh he got say that they want to acquire new assets they want to achieve synergy I'm not sure how you achieve synergy with hospitals. uh, yeah. He's a doctor, medical doctor by training, so see, we will acquire strategic assets. They want to do their laboratory, they want to drive innovation. How they want to sustainable sustainability, and they want to build their brand name and all those So the CEO is paid very high, so he has to be I think he's uh, involved in management, managing the doctors, and because you need a doctor, right, to manage your hospital, right? If you have a engineer or a banker to manage the hospital, sure habis uh, so this is the market outlook but market outlook uh, it's not much of course more and more people fall sick, right? In the next 10-20 years, more people will get high blood pressure, more people will get heart attack, more people will get kidney problems, uh, so the outlook is always there for healthcare. Okay, because you don't have to look for customers, right? Customers come to you, and if customers have insurance, you just bill the insurance whatever super expensive, you just bill them the insurance. So when the costs go up, when they are making profit, you know it's not a good thing, because when they make profit, that means they are charging too high they are charging very expensive thing. So yeah, because it's oligopoly we have no choice, we have to go to there are only a few hospitals uh, okay, so these are some of the things, but also very mediocre okay, I look at it also. Doctors, nurses and employees, they only meet annually. What is this? Of course they got weekly physicians meeting but the rest is all annual uh yeah. Students also they talk about students, academia, and all those regulators is important okay, because they take away your license, then you habis. So this is the CFO is not a Malaysian. uh, CEO also not a Malaysian. So but it's a joint venture between a Singaporean and Malaysian Khazanah and Malaysian company. So we look at some of the numbers. They got so many hospitals Malaysia is Pantai and Gleneagle and Prince Court. Okay, not much, so you just See the directors. So most of the hospital, what I learned is most of the hospital staff, right, is female. Okay, employee 61% is female, and most of them are young lah. Very few, only 9% are more than 50-year old. So you can see the Malaysian, the workforce ah. India hire a lot lah, of staff. So why so many female is because of the nurses lah. So why nurses have to be female? Yeah, I'm not sure. But since it's all the while like that lah. Okay, always nurses will be female lah. Okay, nothing much lah. Okay, economic downturn and all lah. So these are the directors. All are non-executive except the one lah, CEO lah. So he is a non-independent. Yeah, of course lah. When you're executive, then you are non-independent lah. Not independent means you got a very large shareholding in the company. Means yeah. So like this guy also not independent means he got some connection to he got some interest in the shares that makes him a non-independent, but he's a non-executive. So this Japanese guy, this Singaporean. Yeah. So this engineering guy, this is a MBA. This is an economics graduate. This is a chemical engineer from Cambridge. This guy is a political science. They got diversity lah. This one is a nurse, a nursing person. He's a lawyer. This is economist and accountant. This is Bachelor of Arts MBA. So okay, so these are the other one is what actual science. Actual science is insurance insurance further, and then this is a lawyer lawyer and accountant. Yeah. So they are expatriates, so they won't be based. I don't think they are based in Malaysia lah. They are based in their respective countries, and they only attend board meetings maybe 4 times a year or 6 times a year or something. And right. So this is the financials. So the Singaporean, the CEO is paid 22 million convert ringgit If you divide by 3, it's still about 7 million Singapore dollar per year. So extremely high extremely high. Even for Australian companies, right, they are not paid like 7 million Australian dollar. They only paid about 3 million like that. So this one also very high, independent, non-executive. Yeah, please answer further. The rest also okay, because they are expatriates in their respective country. So okay, let's go to the numbers. So they made 2 billion. They paid 10 cent dividend, which is about 500 million So about more than almost 30% their payout ratio of the profit, which is means they got cash they can afford to pay balance sheet looks normal, okay, except for goodwill. Goodwill is very high because you see they bought, let's say they buy at 30 billion, 19 billion is the assets, the remaining balance 12 billion is goodwill. They pay more than the assets, which is maybe okay, normal, because you are buying the brand and you are buying the property, the real estate. So there's a goodwill there lah. And auditors will always check whether there's any impairment or not. The moment there's a loss, right, then they will say, they will try to push you to impair the goodwill. So we got nothing much, so it's just the development properties, inventories and all that. This maybe their drugs, 400 million worth of supplies. Huh? Um, their borrowings is most of it is share capital. You see their share capital is almost 3 times their borrowings, right? Equity. So they are um, their borrowing is mostly overseas. Malaysia, they are all funded by equity. Yeah. Singapore also, I think, funded by equity. So the sales you can see here, net profit is more than 10%. Income tax, they are paying the government also quite a lot of money. The interest alone is killing them 1 billion. Okay. I don't know why operating expenses, because they got no breakdown, they don't show any notes here. So why is this so high? Right, because depreciation is 1 billion. But why is this? Why do you need so much non-medical stuff? Because medical stuff will be here, 6 billion, and then another 1 billion here development contract costs, 1.5 billion. So other operating expenses, not sure what is it, maybe electricity or what. And they don't have gross profit margin one, they all group it like that. Yeah, so this is for services, maybe is acceptable. KPMG is their auditor, so should be okay. But I would prefer to see like cost of sales, cost of service, sorry, revenue, and then cost of service means your direct cost, your depreciation and all you put in the, to see the gross margin is how much, right? But here they never split up, so not very good for us to see how much money they are making. Cash flow, nothing, nothing much. They have to buy equipment, they buy fixed asset 1 billion already in just 1 year. So they are buying a lot of equipment, buying buildings, I think they are buying hospital buildings and all. But the positive, operating activities contribute 3.5 billion in cash. Whereas when they pay dividend is how much? Dividend is 500 over million, right? So can cover your operating. So if goodwill is very high, you will see the intangible assets. See the brand name is 1 billion already, 1.5 billion. But the goodwill is 12 billion. So goodwill lah, Singapore. Most of the goodwill comes from Singapore and Malaysia lah, India. It means they paid a lot lah. They pay more than the assets. So their borrowings, right, the most is here lah, Hong Kong. They borrow a lot in Hong Kong. Japanese yen also they borrow. Japanese yen is good to borrow because the interest rate is very low. Yeah. Japanese got a lot of money, so the interest rate will be low. So that's why they borrow in Japan, even though they got no hospitals in Japan. They borrow in India also, and they borrow in another Hong Kong dollar. Singapore also they borrow quite a lot in Singapore. But Malaysia, you see, if you look at MYR, it's only like that only. 300 million. Okay. Compared to last year, they reduce their borrowings, reduced by almost 1 billion. So revenue breakdown is all healthcare. Okay, they only got two only, healthcare and education. So to see the by country, you can see under segment analysis is more accurate, more detailed. So this is their dividend that they paid, declared 500 over million. 6 cent, so little, 6 cent. Why so little? I thought it's 10 cent. 4 cent plus 6 cent. Something. Why is it like that? Yeah. So yeah. So segment reporting, you can see Singapore 5 billion revenue, Malaysia 2.7, India 3.7, Hong Kong 800 million, and I think this is China or something 2.5 billion, and Turkey and Europe is 4.7 billion. So the profit in China, Hong Kong is making loss. The rest are making profit. Okay, but India last year was making loss. India, this year they turn around to make it a profit. Okay, this is the segment. Yeah. So what lah? So your money goes to the hospital lah. If you fall sick, right, you make them rich So try not to fall sick uh, so these are all their subsidiaries so many, like here itself, right, if let's say he got 10, they got 100, more than 100 subsidiaries. You audit, you become the auditor also, right? It's all around so many countries some more. Like Bulgaria a lot I don't know why they got so many Bulgaria. Where is Bulgaria also, I don't know. Serbia, Turkey, Germany, Netherlands, Hong Kong, Myanmar, India lah, India, China, and India also a lot lah. UAE, Japan got Japan. Oh no, Japan is just a real estate company. Uh, Japan is real estate. They don't have any hospitals in Japan. So joint ventures is one of medical clinics and all lah. So this when you are hospital, people will always sue you for medical negligence. So you have contingent liabilities all the legal cases they file here lah. So these 40s in India a lot of legal case one all of it is about is I think it's India uh, yeah if I'm not mistaken this India 40s right and then they went to the Supreme Court of India also and then they got investigated also by the the medical authorities in India. Yeah, Supreme Court of India. So uh, it's dangerous okay, it's dangerous. If people die there there's a criminal negligence you can go to jail. You can get direct. They can come after the directors if you don't take proper action to safeguard all these things so many uh, okay, this is about it. So the shareholders 32% is owned by a Singaporean company, but this Singaporean company is controlled by a Japanese company. And then the 26% is Kazana, EPF is about 10%. Who is this Mehmet? I don't know lah. Another 5%. Uh, so the shareholdings, the top 30 shareholders, right? They own 87%. Ah, um, okay, so will you buy the kind of shares? Because the share price also didn't do well because if you look at the share price, 5 years ago is 6 ringgit, now it's 650. You know, so even if, but of course you must look at the beginning when it first IPO that time right, 3 ringgit, now become 6 ringgit so you double your investment in almost 10 years uh, yeah. But that was when if you subscribe to the IPO huh? The early guys 2012 and all but after from in the past 8 years the share price was not really what so sometimes very hard to buy shares you don't know whether it's going to do well or not. Okay. uh, but hospital won't go bankrupt one okay. You hospital they because they will keep making more money yeah. But where do you want to put your money if a private investor is better to invest in your health and education like if I got $1,000 I can spend it instead of buying their shares for 6 ringgit 6,000 ringgit for 1,000 shares. I can take the 6,000 ringgit and uh, do something with it. So I have to wait 10 years to double, or I can take a law course, I can educate myself, and in 10 years the education I can get more, right? So yeah, but it's more for fund managers retirement fund, EPF, to back all this uh yeah. Because it's very risky when you buy hospitals in Hong Kong, India. You don't know uh, how do you know the reputation of the hospital in India? Do you stay in India? India is so big, you know. You only can look at the numbers only. You don't know, right? And you must be very good in the hospital business. You need a very good management team to do SOP to streamline the process to make synergies, right? Uh, you want, but the potential is there, but whether they will do it or not, I think they are not really. I don't know lah, because there are only one executive here. The rest are all non-executive, so you don't know who is the management team right? Uh, okay, yeah, thanks.